Hi there, it's Carl Allen back with you for another daily bite-sized video on my deal making tips, my deal making strategies. So one of the things I want to talk about today is what I call the 90-10 rule. We've all heard of the 80-20 Pareto principle, but in deal making, especially when you're buying a small business, and I will characterize a small business between $500,000 and $5 million in annual sales revenues. When you're buying a small business, those deals tend to be 90% psychology and 10% numbers. When you're buying a really large business, which I've done, I remember at HP I did several $billion transactions. When I worked on Wall Street as an investment banker, again did loads and loads of big transactions. Those deals tend to be 90% numbers, 10% psychology. So you're in the game of financial engineering when you're doing these types of deals, but we're not talking about those deals. For LBOs, in the Business Buying Accelerator coaching program, we're talking about buying businesses between $500,000 and $5 million in revenue. So there are 90% psychology, 10% numbers. So let me give you an example. So you can go out and you can find two businesses. Let's say you found two identical businesses. They both did the same thing. They were both in the same place. They both had the same revenues. They both had the same earnings. They both had the same cash flows. They both had the same customers. Everything was the same. The difference is one's owned by a 30-year-old entrepreneur that's got that business, has grown it, and is having a really good time, having a lot of fun being the owner of that business. The other business, which is the same, the difference is that's owned by a 62-year-old baby boomer that's in ill health, is wanting to retire, and is just really sick and fed up of having to go into that business every day and do that work. The valuation of the 30-year-old's business will be completely and utterly different than the valuation of the 62-year-old's business. So that's the person that we're targeting. It's the retiree. It's the burnt out, frustrated business owner that's tried to sell the business, can't sell it. He or she is very, very distressed, very frustrated, but the underlying business is sound. It's profitable, it's growing, it's got all the great things that you want. So we don't target this guy. He's only going to sell for 5 to 7 times earnings, and he's going to want most of his money as the closing payment. The other person, the distressed seller, he might only want 1.5 to 2.5 times earnings, and he might be prepared to take only 10 or 20% down with the rest of it payable over time. So that's why small deals are 90% psychology and only 10% numbers. And in the Business Buying Accelerator training program, I show you how to find these sellers, how to build massive rapport with them, how to build trust, credibility, and position yourself as that safe pair of hands that's going to take the business to the next level. Because this guy, the 30-year-old guy, he might sell to a trade buyer who can always pay a lot more money for that business than we can, because they have a lot more leverage, a lot more synergy over that business when they buy it. They can cross-sell and upsell products and services. They can consolidate cost, asset strip the business, relocate it to a different part of the country. That entrepreneur might not care. The baby boomer that's built that business over 10, 20, 30 years and has got loyal customers, loyal employees, is really passionate about his brand and his legacy. He doesn't want to sell to a trade buyer. He wants to sell to somebody that's going to keep everything the same. It's going to keep that legacy. It's going to keep all the employees. It's going to keep all the customers being dealt with in that specific certain way. And he really honors his brand and his legacy being taken to the next level. So we play on that. We use that as a big part of our deal making strategy. So that's my daily video. That's my daily tip. It's all about psychology. It's 90% psychology, 10% numbers. So I hope you found that very, very useful. I will see you on the next video. Until then, bye for now.